Okay. Whoa. It's been a hot second since I last streamed, huh? But here we are. Back at it again, back at the grind with just some art. Hello, Rowan. Nice to see you around. Hello, Samurai. It's really been a while, huh? But I'm basically just gonna do some very chill art-related things, you know, usual stuff. But yeah, if you guys could give me some feedback on audio bands and all that, that'd be great. Because OBS is saying that my microphone is peaking, but I can never tell. I might turn down the volumes overall a little bit, actually. Okay. Because I don't want my microphone to always be peaking. Okay. It has been a bit, yeah. Yeah, I was on vacation for the past 3 weeks, and before then I was kind of dealing with a lot of stuff, just in real life on my end. And yeah. Okay. Just give me a second. We're probably gonna be starting with just a warm-up real quick, instead of just jumping straight into this artwork of this dragon. Which I've blurred out fairly well already, but you know, the actual painting process is what takes the longest, obviously. In terms of warm-up artwork, I'm going to be finishing up this little paladin mantis and this what is it called? High Priest Papillon? God, words are hard, but I kind of want to give these two artworks in particular a very Hollow Knight sort of style, Hollow Knight-esque vibe. So yeah, let's get started on that. Let me just adjust my microphone so I don't bump against it all the time. But yeah, how have all of you been? How have the holidays been treating y'all? I adore this bug. Yeah, sadly I'm not I wasn't able to sign up for all of the, like, clergy bugs, I think was what they were called in the book. So I'm just doing these two, kinda hoping that by me finishing these first, that the other artist doing the rest of these bugs can match my art style. It's why I'm going with something less painterly and more Hollow Knight stylized. And God, I do hope I'm not breaking an NDA with this. It's just usually the people I work with tend to be okay with me streaming any art progress or any of the processes involved in the art, but let's just hope for the best, because I don't want to accidentally break any NDAs. I guess I could have double-checked before stream, but God, I do not have time recently for anything, and I want to finish these before the deadline, which is end of this month, like beginning to mid of February, but in February I'm going to be visiting my parents, so I won't have time then. Also, a small tip for those using Clip Studio. if you are using the vector layers, make sure you set your eraser to, first of all, have anti-aliasing, but take this little thing called vector eraser, and you can then tell it to erase everything up to where two lines meet. So let me just draw two squares to show you the difference. Standard vector eraser erases like this, where like you can just kinda erase however and it'll adjust the line kinda, but it's still about the same as a normal eraser. But setting it to erase up to an intersection means that you can just do this and get a real nice and clean square very easily and very quickly. Which comes in really handy for very line art heavy pieces like this. I'm also gonna give both of these bugs very ornate armor, at least that's what I did with the butterfly. Okay. I learned about this from Drawfee and I feel so powerful. Yes. I think I figured it out by accident once, and my life has not been the same since. It is such a useful little hack. I don't really do artworks with intense line art anymore, but for the couple times I do, it is an absolute lifesaver. And the other thing is, it works for vector layers that are on separate layers. So, you see I have this one layer here where I will draw half of the square. Then we make a second vector layer where I draw the other half. And even if I'm on this, when I erase, it still erases up to the intersection with the underlying vector layer. So if I swap to this, see? And like, that is such a big, big, big game changer. Makes it really useful for, you know, when I have something like this where I can draw the armor on one layer and then I just draw all of the ornaments on the next layer, just to keep them separate for my own, you know, OCD, I guess, in this case. But I'm unsure how I'm gonna go about this little, like, chainmail situation. I guess I'm gonna just... Just gonna keep it kinda rough and then refine it later. And drawing all of the ornamental sort of engravings. There we go. I think for the warm-up, I'm just gonna do the line art and then move over to the actual artwork I want to finish during the stream. Okay, and then one of these. And then another one of these. Just gonna eyeball this part because no one is looking at these as closely as I would be. So as long as it reads about the same, no one's gonna notice if there's any inconsistencies. Because, like, honestly, a lot of art is work smart, not hard. At least when it comes to commission work like this, that's very detailed and ornamented and stuff. Okay. This should be good enough for a buggy carapace chest plate. Moving on to the arms. Thank God mantises are somewhat on the easier side of bugs, at least when it comes to drawing them. I'm gonna do the other arm. They're not as equal as I'd like them to be, but nothing's perfect, not even in nature. Well, that's kind of a lie. There are some things that are quite perfect in nature, actually, but I digress. Stick Legos. This is gonna be probably the hardest part, making this look very leafy. Because that's the thing about mantises, they don't actually like, they just imitate leaves. So I gotta make sure that I kind of keep that in mind. Gonna make it look all noodly. This looks weird. This is fine. This part back here looks wrong. Maybe if I want more like that. And then I can just... something like that. Still looks weird, but oh well. Gotta say, this is one of those moments where drawing orchid mantises is definitely the easier thing out of the two. Alrighty, gonna move on to the next leg. Okay, that's all that. I'm quite happy with this so far. Also, sad thing about, because I just remembered, sad thing about this project is I can't really talk a lot about it, considering that I'm basically only doing the spot art for some of the monster entries. But it's basically gonna be a big bestiary from what I understand. I'm not happy with this. Let's just... Maybe it'd be cool if I just left that as, like, not outlined, but then that's kind of gonna look weird. Ah, okay. I figured out how I need to follow my lines. Sometimes all it takes is just following the wrong line and you get all thrown off. Okay, and then we're just gonna add some wear and tear to this. There we go. That looks better. There we go. Whew. God, line art takes so long. It is the hardest step. Actually, I'm gonna make my life just a little bit easier. I'll do one of these. And then I'm just gonna... Since it's just a shield, I can just... something like this. And then just gotta add these bits. So I learned that the inside of my bedroom air conditioner heater is nasty because the previous one... Ew! Ew, that is so gross! Are you okay? How did... I assume you found out because you cleaned it? How did that go for you? Oh, that's nasty. Aren't you supposed to, like, clean those every, like, year or maybe every... Yeah. Aren't you supposed to, like, clean it every year? Maybe even twice a year? I clean my heaters every 3 months. You're more diligent than a lot of other people I know. It's... okay. I'm shopping for someone to clean it, and I love that people are like the listings, and some of them have big dumb grins in their photos. It's so cute. God, I would feel less anxious hiring people to like help me with stuff if more people used just like cow emojis and stuff. It's because I have an air purifier, man. But yeah, they need to be cleaned a lot, especially... Okay, to be fair, it makes sense, especially in Japan. Here in Europe, since we don't have air conditioners, it's not really like... We don't use them as much. Like the households that do have them don't use them a lot. So they need to be cleaned a lot less. Okay, I'm just gonna stop here with this shield design or else I will make myself crazy. And then... I think I might have to rasterize this layer. Paint pickle. Wait, is it because of... Let me just move that up here. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Just because I... Okay, just give me a second. I will read up on chat in a second. I need to figure out the angle of this shield first. And then you can probably see just the tiniest bit of shield from the side. Maybe something along the lines like this. Okay. Gets gross. I mean, they should be cleaned everywhere, but it gets humid in summer, so there's just so much mold. Ugh, God. Reminds me of, like, first house I lived in with my parents after we moved, to the south of Germany. The house we lived in actually, like, had so much mold that the previous tenant never got rid of, and so we kind of got blamed for it, and it's where I got asthma from for most of my childhood. Big thumbs up, giant grin, very trustworthy. Yeah. Right, the listing headers are full of cow emoji and stars and fun things. God! Stars, music notes, all the Unicode things. English speakers are too boring to use, I guess. Exactly. I wish English speakers, or even just here in Germany, people used just fun emoji in their listing. Like, I don't care if it's normal emoji. Like, make it fun. I'm losing control of myself. The COVID booster is giving me the booster blues. Please, I'm so lightheaded. God, you need tea, sippy. We tuck you in and give you sippy. That's the right one. And then these ones. These ones. Aggressively drinks a Monster. God. I think Monster Energy would kill you right now. Please don't do that to yourself. People care about you. There has to be a better way. You should definitely have some tea, though. Tea fixes so many things. God, that reminds me, hotel Kumo and I stayed at just before he left had, like, some free tea. And, well, that sucks because I'm drinking one. Oh, God. Rest in peace, Aruz, my guy. You will be missed. You know what? I've decided I'm not gonna give this mantis a sword. This is good enough. Paladins don't need swords. Drink some fucking tea or just water. You need water, and Monster will probably dehydrate you. Also, soup, good. Yes, I can agree with all of these things. Like, if you can't have tea, have soup. If you can't have soup, have water. If you don't have any clean water, just perish and drink tap water. I need to double check something with the stat block of this little fella. So give me a moment. I need to check if its stat block actually has a weapon or not. Like a sword or something. Because if it doesn't, I don't need to draw one. Paladin Mantis. Paladin Mantis. Swarm Aura, innate spell casting. Oh, they have big weapons. Okay. Let's see. Can cast Shield of Faith, can attack twice with its Holy Blades. Holy Blades, melee weapon attack. Reach 10 feet, one target. Okay. Time to design a sword for this thing, I suppose. Oh, yes. Okay, Sippy. I will redeem Sippy. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna go home and either pass out or try to get PC Monster Hunter to not bork my PC. Anyway, I'm getting on a bus. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, take it easy out there. Don't perish, I guess. That'd be bad. Okay. Wait, why am I doing it like this? I could just... I can be a smart boy. I have brushes for these things. I don't need to hand draw things all the time. Scale. Yes, this one's better. This one's the better of the two. There we go. It's making my life a little bit easier at least. Man, this armor is so pretty. Thank you. I am not one to usually do armor design, but sometimes that is what needs to be done. I'm gonna merge that with so that's the shield. I can merge that down with this. New layer. Okay, time to design a sword real quick, I guess. Okay, I found a guy. I do not want to use this heater until it's clean. Now that I have knocked a bunch of it loose trying to clean it myself. Yeah. Plus, it might be safer to actually have someone who knows what they're doing do the cleaning for you. Because you'll never know with these air conditioners. Ah, I drew that on a normal layer, that's why. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. Sword should be good enough. I don't need it to be like super fancy, or otherwise the artwork will get too... multiplicity doesn't cause problems for me, but just in case, yeah. One of the options for me to take it apart myself, and I do not have... Yeah, no. Do you know when the guy is... Like, do you already know when he could possibly come over? So is it like a thing you can get dealt with tomorrow, or will you need to wait for like, you know, till rest of the week? How would a mantis wield a sword? Maybe something like this. And then I just pray that no one notices that it's kind of scuffed. What if it's just strapped to the arm? Yeah. So this is variant 1. Okay, and then variant 2. Make it just a little bit smaller. And then alternative special hilt handle designed. Ooh, yes. I could probably, if I do it like that. Okay. It'd probably be something similar to like a rapier. First of all, let me redraw the actual shape of the blade. I am just approximating at this point because it doesn't need to be as fancy as I drew it. Okay, and then it has like probably still has a guard of some kind. And goes around like this. Rid of all of this. It's gonna look real funky, but it doesn't matter because no one but me is gonna look at it as closely as I do. Like this part would be where that is. And then there would probably be different piece down here. So it kind of like slots on like with some rings, like as if it were rings, similar to like a knuckle buster, or that's what they called. Okay, and then I just and then the mantis can decide whether they want to move their like thumb, quote unquote, over this piece or below it to then adjust the blade. Okay, let me just fix some of the perspective here. Okay. I think for this one I am gonna have it so that its quote-unquote thumb is over it. Okay. Means I can get rid of a bunch of this stuff. Connect it like here, like this. And I can get rid of this one, this line. Part of this. Okay. To fix this piece. It's Feywild bullshit. It doesn't need to look all clean. Probably gonna make it look like it's made from... what's it called? Like it's made from some sort of ethereal material anyway. Okay. Keep that up there. This is fine. This is as detailed as it needs to be. I now just want to blot out some black areas. Use that entire thing as the... the eyes would be black. This part of the shield would be black. Let's see. Unlike butterflies and moths, mantises don't really have many natural black shades on their body. That's making this a little bit difficult. But oh well. I guess I can also make these black. Maybe the like feetsies. Okay. This should be fine. I think this is enough for like a warm-up. So I'm gonna move on to the actual artwork I wanna do, which is gonna be this dragon. Sorry, don't mind me just checking intruder. Alrighty. This thing. Oof. There's a lot to unpack with this one. Okay, that's the dragon. And this is the foreground. This is what gives it all its color. Special effects. Empty layer. Okay, we're just gonna all of this side, that up there. This is the line art layer. We want that with this. And we're just gonna merge all of this together. Oop. My neck broke, my tracking. Oh no. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sheesh. It's scary when that happens. But it tends to happen a lot when I'm trying to look down. No, not your neck. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I need full concentration for this. Well, not full concentration, but quite a bit of concentration at least. Because this is still like Feywild themed, so I can kind of go a little bit ham with the colors. Oh, the pains of one layer painting, especially for backgrounds. Okay. Whew. At least the good thing about backgrounds, so what I've learned is just blot out vague colors, like just entire squares of colors. Don't worry too much about details, because in a lot of cases this is going to be blurred anyway, at least to some capacity. And so worrying about all of the nitty-gritty details is just not going to help anyone. And if you look at the little like thumbnail view, this already looks fine. Even though it is very messy. By God, is it messy. Okay. There's also a reason I love drawing rock formations, is because they're easy. They're so easy to do. Okay. I'm just gonna call most of these rock formations done. Yeah, they look fine. Could probably... The ones down here. Create a little bit of a like border because the sun's rising. They could probably benefit from some separation. Yeah, this looks fine. Let me just duplicate this in case I mess up somewhere. Next up are these rocks in the foreground. And the more stuff is in the foreground, the more I can just kind of be messy again. Because it's gonna be blurred, at least this close to the foreground. Oh. Just gonna add the blue back in. Because it's clearly from like some branches and trees that are kind of weird and messed up. So now if I add the dragon back in, it's gonna trace over some of these branches I drew earlier. And going about it like this kind of allows you to add more depth. So if I now pick one of these brighter colors, I can just add in more of these weird, like, tree stumpy boys. That's the only way I can really put it, tree stumpy boys. Like, I can go even further in the foreground. And add them all the way down here. Which will make things just a little bit more seamless. And just to add to the feeling, one thing I like to add is just strange foliage, which in this case is just gonna be like, actually maybe I should make it yellow to kind of pop out a little bit more. It's like yellow leaves here and there. Let me just remove the dragon. Just to kind of give this a bit more of like a tree feeling. Kind of even makes it look like some odd breed of bonsai, if you ask me. And then if you want to be extra spicy, you can add in some extra colors into this area later on. Just gonna fill it out with the yellow leaves first though. Okay, so now what I can do is just to give it a little bit more variety. Can add some blue in as well, which will help give it a little bit more depth and variation. And also it'll make it feel a lot more foreign still, a lot more Feywild. Especially if there's some branches and specks that only have blue leaves. Or at least a bigger ratio of blue leaves. Like one thing I can do is I can just put some all the way in the foreground here to further give the illusion that there's more in the foreground. I'm just gonna leave some of them with just the yellow as well. Gonna move back here and just mimic some fields of flowers on this rock. Okay, this should be good enough for the background itself. Gonna save this. And time to get on with the actual dragon. Oh boy. Need to stretchy. I also need to double check that there's still enough contrast going on. Let me do that real quick. Okay. Oh yeah, this should be fine. Foreground. Background. Dragon. Sippy next. We're honestly making good progress. Like, hour and a half? Solid, solid. I always do get a little bit intimidated when drawing dragons and the like. Gonna merge these together. Ah. Okay. Guess I'll keep that separate and merge these together. And this is the line work. Okay. Just gonna clean up some of the messiness of this first before I actually go on with the painting process. Because it'll make things so much easier if I have stuff already somewhat clean before I merge the line art down. Like, especially for the snout and face, it's useful to more or less render that before merging the line art. Especially for this dragon, because it's just gonna be black and white, more or less. Or like silvery. Clean this up a little bit more. There's also something I want to try with the scales later on. So something I've seen my roommate do when they draw dragons is to basically take a texture of like leather and paste it on top and just kind of like blend that in with the rest of the painting. So I might give that a try for this one. But maybe at the end. It's gonna paint this boy as if he's a smooth lad. Alrighty. This is gonna require some work. Sketch pen. This might be better. And so weird, dragons are one of those things that's both easy and really hard to draw. There's times where, like, I can draw a dragon very, very easily, like it's no work at all. And other times, it is a struggle. And I think this one's gonna be a struggle because I think I'm starting to overthink how to draw the snout, so I'm just gonna do it like this. And then add a lot of depth for the tongue down here. And over here. Okay, it's starting to be better. Alrighty. Dragon's face looks okay. They're like easy and fun to draw, but it's also hard to make them look cool. Yes, yes. I think, like for example, doing the sketch of a dragon is quite easy in my opinion, but once it comes down to, what do you call it? The details and actually like making it look like a dragon, that's where the hard part comes in. At least for me. But that's also because, like, I'm not good at drawing lizards or lizard-like dragons. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the dragons I draw, at least for, like, big projects, tend to be more on the feathered side, if that makes sense. Okay. Like, for example, for the Agartha cover, that dragon is just straight up has feathers. Because that's easier for me to draw. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Sorry, just checking up on messages. Oh, Cole did indeed get a Monster Energy drink, huh? He is going to die. Oh no. Rip to him. Feathers for like a cheap and easy way to add visual interest and movement. Exactly, exactly. Scales are harder in that regard because they don't have as much innate movement as feathers or fur do. But like when you do manage to like pull off making them look good, it like really pays off. Plus, I am just in general better at drawing organic matter, which, you know, fur isn't quite organic, but it's more organic than scales are in my mind. I guess rigid might be the word here I'm looking for. I'm better at like non-rigid things. But hey, I like getting out of my comfort zone, which a lot of these artworks are like making me do. They're making me actually like think about different textures more than most of my comfort art would. Oh, I also see what's happening here. There we go. Would help if the entire drawing was actually like opaque. I also need to clean up some of the sketch in there so I actually can see what's happening. These I'll re-add later. And then this is the wings. All right. Maybe I should. Like, what if I did one of these? Just had the wing extend all the way out there. I think that adds just a tiny bit more visual interest. I remember that. I do think my most favorite part of painting is just blocking in these like big chunks of color. Or in this case, monochrome. And some pure white here and there. That will definitely help with contrast. I do hope that someday I can draw dragons as epic as like Jazza, for example, or like, you know, those really cool artworks you'd only find as like expensive stock art. That is definitely one of my goals. All right. I think this might be good enough for me to finally merge the line art down. Line art, quote unquote, the sketch. Gonna save this again. Okay, merge. And then I'm gonna actually, just to give it a bit more spice, I'm gonna color the line art in blue and set this to be hard light. Just that way I get a little bit more variation. Okay, hard part. Ooh. I think I'm gonna start with one of the easier sections, which would be the tail here. One thing I'll just do here is follow these shapes, erase here and there, and then redraw the line art essentially. Follow this shape down. Follow this little boy. Honestly, the one thing I can suggest when it comes to painting, legitimately do not worry about it being a little bit messy here and there. It adds quote-unquote character. Besides, it's been a long time since it's been a real long time since I've seen someone do like a really clean painting. Okay. Some of these in there. Some of these boys. Also, usually when it comes to painting, I don't suggest to draw in as zoomed in as I am right now, since what matters most is the overall image and not all of the details. But I feel like I kind of have to, at least for this part, since it's the closest to the viewer, even though some of it is going to be hidden by foliage. Okay. Okay, kind of like this. Erase a little bit off of these boys. Also, I like how I'm talking like I'm some sort of expert when it comes to one-layer painting, but I'm really not. I've just come to realize that sometimes, depending on the artwork, it's easier than having to deal with line art. And if there's something I really don't like, it's doing line art. There we go, this is good enough for the tail. Especially, let me turn on the foreground and background. Oh yeah, this is fine. Oh, this looks fun. Ooh, I really like the way this looks with the foreground and how the tail kind of like swooshes in between. Okay. And for stuff like this leg here, what helps is just block it in like one color, essentially. It's in the background, and the only thing that's important for stuff that's this far in the background and hidden already anyway is just giving people, or giving the eye basically just a basic shape to guess what it's supposed to be. So I would go about it something like this. And then I'll just add more highlights to this feather here. Or spike, or whatever you want to call it. So that kind of distracts a little bit from the leg. Because the less attention is on the leg, the less people will notice that it's just kind of scuffed. Alrighty, I gotta smoothen this out a little bit. Enough. I'm gonna follow this shape vaguely. It's here. I'm gonna add some new line art, quote unquote line art at least. Okay. Okay, this looks alright. Another thing I do gotta do is, at least with this brush maybe, add just like a hint of it casting a shadow onto the tail. Okay. There we go. I should probably... Let's see. I'm gonna save real quick. This is the part of like the artwork where like I'm like 75% done, and this is where I kind of get a little bit antsy and want to like walk around and stuff like that, you know? Where I'd want to just get up and pace a little bit, and where I get easily distracted. Because it's also the part of the artwork where it's kind of important to, how would you say, to look at it with a fresh mind. I will also... I think I'm gonna mix up the music real quick because, God, I am getting tired of that particular, like, vibe of song. So instead we're gonna be listening to some Dark Academia ambience with rain for studying, even though this is not studying. Also got something I didn't double check. Give me a second. Advanced audio properties. Okay, cool. I was really worried that I forgot to turn on some of the stuff for the VOD later. But no, we Gucci. Alrighty, I'm gonna just real quick refine the sketch for these arms. Man, if this goes something like this, so that connects a little bit easier. There we go. Bruh, have you done Enkanomiya yet? No, I haven't. I've been meaning to for quite some time, but I keep getting distracted by other games. Like, Kumo and I restarted playing Borderlands 3 yesterday. We initially played on PS4, but turns out PS4 is the one platform they don't do cross-play with, so we had to start from zero. And before that, I was absorbed in Temtem, and in between all that, I've been playing Minecraft a little bit here and there because I wanna make like a really cute room / secret, like just secret place for Kumo behind a waterfall. I bought Temtem and Temtem is really good. God, it is so good. I want to stream it at some point, but my God, is it difficult. Yeah. The main problem I'm having right now is because we are playing on survival on that server. There is, since it's like in one of the like terrains with the really, really tall mountains, there's a lot of spots with like extreme darkness, so mobs keep spawning, and there is just so many spiders and so many creepers and so many skeletons, and I don't have any resources yet, and I keep dying, and it's a real pain. So I need to figure out how, like, I need to either convince Cole to temporarily set the game to creative mode so I can just light up the area, or I need to just get good, I guess. But yeah. That's what I'm kind of doing with that. And so I haven't had time to play Genshin. I want to at least log in when the, like, login event is happening. But aside from that, just haven't had time. Okay. Understandable, yeah. And like when I get back into Genshin, God, I need to catch up on so many things. I need to fight Rock Dog a lot still for materials for Ito. Which, God, I am not ready for. Oh, hey, Daiji! Hi, thank you for the raid! Hello, Pomp! We're just vibing, and I'm drawing a dragon, and it's a whole thing. Yes, hi, I missed you too, Jack. Hi, Chisuri. God, thank you and hello, everyone. I'm just, you know, came back from my vacation and my hiatus, and I'm trying to stick to a once-a-week schedule at least. And we're doing a dragon artwork. I've got the background done already and the foreground, so I'm just focusing on the dragon itself. But yeah, that's what we've been doing, and we've just kind of been chatting a little bit about video games and the like. So yeah. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a good day and just good times. Is beautiful, thank you. I am struggling. God, am I struggling. Drawing dragons is so hard. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, I was a little sad this past week because Kumo was visiting for like 3 weeks and it was really nice. And I don't do well with like, you know, goodbyes and stuff like that. But yeah, been just kinda sad this past week. But hey, streaming is a good distraction. Are you taking care of yourself? Yeah, of course I am. Gotta set a good example. I've been doing lots of self-care things. I've been cooking a lot more for myself. Though I think today I'm just gonna order food because I slept in way too long and then I had a bunch of chores and I just do not have the energy to cook food today. Goodbyes are hard, that's a mood, yeah. Like, it didn't help that, like, Kumo had a, like, it was basically an 18-hour trip / flight back to the States, but one of his flights got delayed, so he had to stay overnight in New York, and then he didn't make his connection flight there because Delta fucking sucks. And so, like, the first 2 days after he left, I was just stressed because I was just hoping he'd get home safe. Being sad is relatable. I have COVID. Yeah, I saw. I hope you recover soon. And I hope that it's just a, like, legitimately mild case and not mild in the sense of, like, oh, it's horrible, but at least you won't be hospitalized. But, God, what a saga that was. It was. Dude, I was so worried. I didn't sleep for, like, 2 days. But I am Gucci now. Kumo is Gucci, and Jack, God, please rest. please make sure that you, like, take care of yourself, have lots of soup. Because if you don't have soup, I will make you have soup. I'm gonna kick its ass, don't y'all worry. Well, you're a friend, so of course I'm gonna worry. Like, yeah, we don't really talk a lot in DMs or anything like that, but I'll still worry about, you know, all of the people in my life. I have plenty of water and vitamin C. Good, good. I don't know what these lines were supposed to be, so I'm just gonna, like, get rid of them. I'm not quite happy with how this looks, but... Or at least, like, this leggy. I'm so bad at drawing dragon feet, or any kind of feet. I'm not that kind of artist. So, I'm just suffering right now. But yeah, I just hope you've been resting a lot. Cause like, God, I remember when I got my booster shot, like my vaccine. Not the third booster, just like the vaccine booster. I was out for like 3 days, so I can't even begin to imagine how you must be feeling. My sore throat went away. That's good. Progress. We like to see that. I'm just gonna leave it at this. What am I doing? Oh god. Just gonna smoothen this out a little bit. There we go. Cole and I had a high IQ discussion about 140k in my server and I laughed my ass off. God, isn't every conversation about 40k a high IQ conversation? I need to catch up on that, and I do need to... God, do poke me about the, about Dark Heresy more often. I am really bad at, keeping track of conversations. I've been trying to find the character I made last year when I was visiting Oregon. And Cole, Cole and I ended up making characters, and Kumo too. The three of us ended up making characters, and I wish I could remember what happened to my sheet that I made at the time. Because I remember it being a really cool character, and I was like, oh, I could play that in like a Dark Heresy campaign. And now that there's like the possibility of actually being a Dark Heresy campaign, I was like, oh yeah, I could play this character, but I've not been able to find the sheet. And I barely remember what kind of character it even was. I think it was like an untouchable or something like that. Because, yeah, I don't know if untouchable is the actual wording or like name, but the ones that like nullify psychers, essentially. What are they called? Dude, I don't know. It's been so long since I looked at any of the rule books. But like back when I played... blanks. Okay, yes. Back when I played Dark Heresy 2, like literally 7 years ago, that's what we called the blank in our campaign. We just called him an untouchable because we had 2 psychers. And so he was the only one who was, you know, not bothered or like not affected by any of the psycho bullshit we'd pull. So, yeah. Sorry, it's just like, you know, when you're used to certain terms and don't realize until way later that like, oh no, that's not actual game terms, that's just what you would call it in your home game. It's hard to kind of shake that habit. It's just, I'm kind of torn because my first character I ever played was a psyker. And I really like psykers. I like the funky D100 table that makes bad things happen. But also, I don't want to be the reason people die. But worry not, it's gonna be a bit before the maps and stuff are ready to take. So take your time. Okay, good. Plus we still would need to figure out, what's it called? Time slot. Because me being European does make things a little difficult. Scheduling, yeah. Like, I can make a lot of things work if it doesn't like coincide with some of my other games, because then I can just try and adjust my sleeping schedule. But also, this year I'm gonna try and find a spot for therapy. Which means I actually have some obligations throughout the day. Don't worry though, I'll figure it out. Yeah. It's just, you know, as me being the odd one out in terms of time zones, of course I'm gonna worry, because I want to make things as easy as possible for everyone else. Though, in terms of like tabletop things, I also am working on my own setting more. I did like a complete overhaul of my setting map, turned what was previously the entire map into just a single continent, and I redid a bunch of the lore. I still need to write it down somewhere, but kind of planning to do some one-shots this year. Because I just want to get into the habit of adventure writing. Because that's something I haven't done yet. Like, you know, writing in the style of like official adventures that I can then later sell as well. And yeah, I really hope I'm gonna be able to find a therapist, because it's just like, with COVID, there's no spots open anywhere. And like, sorry. Yo, I totally join if you like me. Of course. I wanna, what's the word? I wanna finish with all of my setting stuff first, just like, you know, the overarching setting document for stuff like, bless you, thanks. Stuff like, oh, these are all of the continents, this is what kind of the aesthetics are for each continent. These are like the big capital cities. Just so I have something to give players for when they make their characters, to be able to, you know, weave their characters into the setting more easily. But yeah, once I have that done, I have a draft for a, like, basically 3-session one-shot. It's not quite a one-shot if it's 3 sessions, but you get what I mean. So I have the skeleton for that already. I just want to write at least half of the one-shot outline, or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm gonna invite people, see who has time and who's available. It's a one-shot if the DM says it. Yeah, it's because it's like, you can basically it can be run in one go if it's like an in-person game and you like set aside most of the day for it. Kind of like, you know, when you'd get together with your buddies and you just play D&D for like 8 hours straight and just have like a meal break in between and you just kind of hang out the entire day. That's what I classify as a one-shot. Because that's what my in-person games were like when I did have them. Obviously, with things have changed and time zones and all that, sessions usually now for like the games I'm in are between 2 and 3 hours. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for with like these one-shots, basically each session being 2 or 3 hours, and then we'd be done in like, you know, have 3 arcs essentially. First session is the introduction, the second session is like the main meat, third session is the finale. Man, I just really like D&D, that's all. That's all there is to it. You're so valid. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. God, why are these wings so difficult? Wings are weird. They are. Because, like, depending on the wing, it's like, you know, just a skin and membrane. Okay, something like this probably works. And then... I was gonna do one of these. Big flap flaps. Yeah. Oh, the host went through. Oh, nice. Thank you for hosting. I don't think I have an alert for it. And if I do, I'm sorry if I didn't hear the actual alert notification. I think some of my alerts are borked. That's another thing. It's been so long since I streamed, I didn't actually, like, check any of my stuff if it's working before I went live. Because I am a pro. Yeah, that's what they call this. Then again, it wouldn't be a VTuber stream if it wasn't a little bit scuffed. Such is life. I just wanted to make sure I did it right. Thank you, I really appreciate it though, and thank you for letting me know. It means a lot. And like, thank you just for the support, because hosting is like, you know, it's such a small thing that means so a lot, like such an easy thing to do to support someone. And I just appreciate. Oh, by the way, for like next stream, I'll probably move a bunch of my subscriber emotes to be follower emotes instead. If I have access to follower emotes, if that is. But I should. I should be able to do that. So yeah. A lot of you can enjoy some emotes next time. Just gonna erase all this. God, I am getting so hungry. Twitch took away my follower emotes for some reason, probably because I haven't streamed a lot since I went on break. Oh, I thought I had my host list by. I appreciate it, but you don't have to put me on your host list, but thank you. Thanks to the both of you. It means a lot. Like, it means a lot. I forgot I have, like, emotes and stuff. Like, I forgot I have expressions on my character. But yeah. You're all way too nice to me. But just know I appreciate you all a ton. You're wonderful, each and every one of you. Okay, let me just have another sippy because, God, I am perishing. Still not used to talking a bunch. Because, like, even when I hang out with people, I tend to be, you know, on the silent side. And that's just kind of how I work. And, like, fuck, man. It is so hard to hold a conversation. Probably what I'm gonna end up doing next time I stream, I'm just gonna like have a backup topic that I can just endlessly talk about in case I forget how to speak. Or like in case there's dead air, or however it's called. Cause like, if I just have a topic that I can just endlessly talk about, maybe it'll encourage people to like, you know, give their thoughts. Bring out the sticky notes. Yes, exactly. Let me just... Also, now that there is... God, not me out here tempted again to like update my model, but not in terms of like design, but... I'm sure you all saw that now there's like a tracker for Android that's almost on par with the iPhone ARKit one. And I'm kind of tempted to see if I can get the like bunch of blend shapes working with my model. And then just like use my phone as a webcam. But like, I don't know if I have the energy for that. And then like the other thing is, I'm still haven't bought a VR headset, even though I've been meaning to for basically over a year now. I wanted to treat myself with one forever ago, but apparently here in Europe they are really expensive. Like, oh, you are on my host list. It just isn't hosting. Weird. It's okay. Twitch just doesn't think I'm cool enough, I guess. Which, you know, I don't blame it, but thank you for double checking. But yeah, I do want to buy a VR headset still, this year preferably, but basically, for the 108 gigabyte like Oculus Quest 2, it sells for 600 US dollars here. When in the States, it costs like, you know, 300, maybe 400 US dollars for the same VR headset. And so I might just end up like, VR chat would be so fun. Exactly. I want to do VR chat. I want to do Beat Saber. There's so many things I want to do with VR. Like, I want to try Minecraft VR too. I think that'd be awful in all of the right ways. But yeah, I'm this close to just like PayPaling Kumo the money so that he can buy me a VR headset and then just like send it to me. I miss my mom's Oculus so much. My brother was talking to me about Beat Saber today and it got me wanting to buy my own headset. Can you... Oh yeah, it is. I was like, can you ask your mom to just like give you hers? But since it's your mom's, I assume she uses it enough for it to like, you know, actually be hers. But yeah. Gonna probably bother some of my American friends to see if like any of them even know someone who can like get me a VR headset for like cheap. I don't even care if it's a used one as long as it functions. So yeah, because like shipping of it plus like, you know, whatever I'd pay for like import fees would still be less than just buying one outright in Europe. Plus, I want to work out more, but like, I only have so much motivation to do Ring Fit. And like, I've done Ring Fit quite frequently, but holy shit, Beat Saber is just so much more fun. And you can only gamify actual exercise so much. And like, whilst Ring Fit does a good job at it, and I do also have Just Dance, it's just... Man, I fell in love with Beat Saber when I first played it, and I have a craving, I have a need, you know? Probably don't have to go into a lot of details with these claws. I feel my bro was playing user-created tracks too, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so much fun. Yes, I especially want to play user-created tracks because standard selection for Beat Saber is pretty solid, but it does lack some of the tracks I really want to play. Can't show any of them on stream currently because, like, I don't want to get DMCA'd if I can avoid it, and, like, you know, it's not integral to the experience of the stream, which for Beat Saber it would be, but man, there's some really good user-created tracks, and I just, please, I wanna. Sharp grabby boys, yeah. The original Beat Saber songs go pretty hard. They do, they do. Oh yeah, I should actually save my file and not just rely on the autosave right now. Okay. There we go. Making progress. Only the neck and head left. This one hand. And then I gotta add the, like, scale texture. Okay, let me just, like, stretch real quick. Alrighty. I could probably also do a little bit more here and there in terms of, what would you call it? Contrast. But this is so much work already. I'll do all of the finishing touches when I'm actually at the end. And I should probably order food soon. Maybe I'll have sushi because, God. Finally, after a year of living here, a sushi place has extended its delivery range to also include the, like, little hamlet I live in. So, my life has not been the same since, in a good way. Also, living out in the boonies, essentially, has its other upsides. McDonald's doesn't deliver this far out here, so the amount of fast food I've been eating has basically been reduced to 0. And you know what? I ain't complaining about that. Swoosh, yeah. I kind of wish they had, like, stir fry or something like that, but you know, their sushi itself is just really good too. Oh, in other news, my roommate is thinking about getting a cat. So, if we get on really good terms with our landlord, we're gonna ask for, like, a little kitty cat. Since it's not strictly forbidden, but you have to ask. Yeah, and I am very excited about the prospect of there being a cat in the apartment. Even if it's not my own cat. But, like, since I'm home more, I get to hang out with the kitty a lot. So, like, you know, it's kinda my cat. But yeah, we're probably gonna be doing that sometime around spring. So basically a month or 2 from now. Because right now our landlord had a lot of things that she complained about. What kind of cat? I don't know. We're probably gonna stop by a shelter. At least I think that's the idea. Stopping by a shelter and seeing if what kind of kitties are available. Because, like, I don't think we'd get a kitten either. We'd probably adopt. Yeah, the cute kind. Because, like, that's the other thing, at least here, keeping cats or having cats is seen as like, I don't want to say more acceptable, but like with apartment buildings, it's more likely you're allowed to have a cat than a dog. Because like dogs often automatically are like a quote-unquote noise hazard, as they like to call it here. Like, obviously, our landlord wouldn't want there to be, like, much noise and stuff, because, with this building, our landlord lives literally 2 floors below us. So, we do have to make sure that that we are on good terms with them before asking for something like a cat. But yeah, so far we don't know yet what kind of cat we're gonna get. And all of that is gonna be decided once we know if we're even allowed to. So I'm gonna be doing my damn hardest to, be very diligent with the house chores. Because since we all live in the same, like, house and it's just like, in the same apartment building, I guess. Landlord likes to check whether people are doing their, like, chores. Because, like, every 3 weeks, for example, I have to clean the stairwell. And it's just kind of like a communal thing. Like, we live on a 3rd floor, so every 3rd week it's our go. Then, the week after that, it's the landlord's go to clean, and then the week between that is the other tenant's go. And yeah, she had a lot of things to complain about recently. Just like minor things, but I feel like us asking for a pet now would have her be like, oh, how can you be so sure you could reliably have a pet if you can't even reliably clean the stairs and shit like that. So, yeah. I forgot how immaculate the vibes were in your streams. Ah, thank you. That means a lot. I just like vibing, I just like keeping things calm and simple. Even when we're drawing, like, horrifying dragon creatures. Alrighty. Sleek dragon done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna look for a texture real quick. It's not horrifying, it's pretty. I mean, I guess. The dragon is horrifying. Well, to be fair, I would be, I guess the word I was looking for was terrifying. English is a pain of a language, let me tell ya. But I forgot it. I need to draw its other leggy still. But yes, terrifying is the better word. Because, like, I'd be terrified if I was face to face with a big boy like this. Then again, depending on who you ask, any dragon is horrifying. Alrighty. Time to find a texture to kind of give it the leathery look. Okay. Let's see. Snake texture. Okay, okay. I got this. It's scale time. Yep, it is. Okay. So, there's two ways I go about this usually. First of all, I grab one of these boys. Where is it? Where's my brush? Is this it? Okay. This is gonna be slightly annoying. This is just gonna be for like the vague blotting it out. You'll see how I make this work. So, doing it like this. And this arm. Like this. And then doesn't have to be super accurate. Okay. Like this. Nope. Cut that out. There we go. tail next. Okay. And I'm just gonna do this. Because I do not care enough to blot all of this out perfectly. Boop, boop, boop. And then leggies. Oh, posture check. Is this a halftone brush? No, it is quite literally a scale brush. So let me zoom in real good. It literally is like for scale mail and stuff like that. It's mostly used for like snakes. I can try and find it for you later. So, but yeah. I have a couple tips and tricks for stuff like this, so let me just... finish this bit. Okay, wings usually have... Do wings have scales? Okay, okay. Give me a second. Let me just look up a dragon real quick. Okay, I see. I see. I'll put some scales on the outer layers of this. There's a reason I'm putting all of these on one layer. Yeah, I need to do smaller sections for this. So like this. And then... like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna duplicate this layer so I don't mess things up horribly. Oh, hello, Cole. No, maybe on the finger part, but not the membrane. I'm up, took a nap, drank some water. Once they're feathered and then they're technically scaled. Now I drink ginger ale and not sleep. Good for you, I'm proud of you, buddy. I feel like this... Later today, I'm a call out because fuck that. Yes, yes. Hello, Cole, though. I'm just glad you're back in the land of the living. So, this is a small trick that I sometimes use. I set this layer to be a reference layer, and then I made a specific blending tool that I just called Blend Lock, which basically uses the reference layer to lock onto, so that when you blend, it like uses it as a reference and kind of tries to keep to the shape of it. You'll see what I mean. Usually what I do first though is take a dark color, set it to a soft brush, and do not cross-reference layer, or reference something or other. And then I can just kinda yeah, I'll use a soft one for this. I can just kind of start coloring in, and it'll create a bit of a... what's it called? A bit of a scale pattern. You'll see once I turn off the layer, it'll look better. but let me choose a brighter color. Make my brush smaller so that I have a better coverage. It's a very subtle effect, but it's very useful. Okay, now if I turn this off, you'll see that there's essentially like just a little bit of a scale pattern, especially in the shaded areas. Usually what I do is I try to have it more, what's it called? Transparent, but this helps me more right now. Oh god, let me just finish adding scales. It works better in some areas than others sometimes, which is kinda a shame, because it kinda depends on the size of your brush and all that, but yeah. And then this one's not supposed to be there. And then what really helps with the effect is, like, I can just leave it like that. It's subtle enough that it kind of works like that already. But if I go full opacity, I kind of try to just find a blending mode that fits the artwork. Usually the pin light one is what I go with, but for this one I'll actually stick with normal and just turn down the opacity a bit. It's really subtle, but it like sells the point of like, oh, this is scales. And then sometimes what I do with this layer, I just set it to a random color. Give me a second. And turn the opacity all the way down, and sometimes even set it to hard light. Set the opacity down, and maybe even just to very subtly change the coloring, and it's like this super subtle effect. That's what I was expecting you to do with it. Yeah, no, it's... Usually I don't keep this on, but maybe for this artwork I might. Especially if it's just at such a low opacity. And then, let me actually grab a texture. Nope. Okay, there we go. I just tend to choose some like choice places with this one. I'm probably gonna what's it called? Gonna use the liquify tool to also move it to kind of shape it to the what's it called? let's see, how do I go about this? Probably something like that. And then... And this doesn't have to look pretty, because trying to find good blending mode. This is fine, yes. And then I just like go over it with a super rough brush, maybe dry gouache. Hard light. Liquify. Dry gouache. Turn down the opacity to like 19 or so. It's really subtle, but it's just like adds here. I just realized I can make this a little bit easier for myself. And I set both of these to 100, normal, hard light. Okay. Okay, basically, it's stuff like this where it's just like the subtlety it adds. Just like, you know, the little bit of yellow here and there that's already kind of textured. The image. God, I'm so hardwired as a traditional media. I see this shit and I'm like, yes, yes, God. I understand though. That's how I feel a lot of the times. Dry gouache. Which layer is that? Am I on the right one? Yes, okay. I'm just being lazy at this point, honestly. Just gonna make that fit over here. Nope. Paste. That like that. Okay. really subtle. And then I'm just gonna figure out what I'm gonna do about this. Because I want... Ooh, that's a cool effect, but... I want these scales to stand out, but not too much. So I'll figure that out in a moment. Just gonna double check what it looks like with the background and foreground. Alrighty, something I need to do with the background real quick. Principi? Oh god, yes. Oh, I think I got... Oh, nice! I'm glad you got Monster Hunter Rise to work. I know it's not what you're going for, but I love the shiny heart light effect. I might keep that. Who knows? I'll see what it looks like in the end. I will also just quickly go AFK. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Let me just... I just need to refill my sippy, so I'll be right back. And so I return. Okay, I need to... There we go. Let me catch up on chat. I love that very seriously. I got it for Switch, but I just couldn't enjoy it on Switch. Not sure why. Might be because I have a big hand. That's fair. I enjoyed it on Switch, but I couldn't quite enjoy it simply because Joy-Con drift. But I have better Joy-Cons now. Can I open the door in Genshin in a moment? Turned and for a moment I was like, oh my god. Yes. I am the new Genshin Impact character. To be fair, that reminds me of one of the best compliments I've ever gotten. It was someone looking at my model and just going like, oh, you look like a Genshin Impact character. And I'm like, you know what? This is a wonderful compliment. Thank you. I snapped my Xbox One controller in half, and I'm afraid for my Switch. Yeah, I would be afraid too. Okay, I need to... I need to actually add some depth to where this dragon is standing. And then I should theoretically... Okay. Okay, this is a little bit better. There's a little extra shading. I do like how much the scales, quote-unquote scales, what's it called, stick out with this. So I might keep it. I'll just have to actually... be sure that I am drawing within the line work. Oh boy. What is happening? Oh, proper. Oh! Ooh, I should play Genshin later. Maybe not today, later, but later in general. Aw. Trash game 0 out of 10. Yeah. Understandable, have a great day. Oh, I see. I'd love to play with you again. Yeah. It's been so long since I opened Genshin. God. It's just Prop Hunt is such a good event, so I can't pass up on that. Ah. Okay, also, is Monster Hunter cross-platform with the Switch? On PC? Or is it Steam only? Or like PC only? I don't know if it's on any other platforms on PC, but... Steam only. I don't have money for Monster Hunter, and I have other games I need to play currently. Paint Pickle. But it is a-okay. I can cope. Not figuring out how to have cross-platform or letting that happen sounds much too good to be true. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, my homie's broke as fuck. I mean, I'm technically not broke, it's just I want to save my money just for emergencies. But that's because I work too much and have no free time. I know they're interested in making it cross-platform, but we'll see if it actually happens. Yeah. I'm kind of gonna hold out a little bit longer, see if they can make it happen. If not, then oh well. But if they can, oh, I will be unstoppable. Also, thank you, Jack. Alrighty. Time to add some texture to all of this. Sorry, I'm not reading chat right now. Nintendo servers may just implode if that happens. Yeah, fair. There are other cross-platform games on Switch. Which ones? Not many, but they exist. I mean, Paladins and Fortnite are ones that come to mind. They're completely cross-platform on Switch. And then, or other companies on Switch. Other companies. Like, I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter isn't also made by Nintendo themselves, is it? So, like... Yeah, Capcom. Yeah, so... There's a chance. Okay. I do like that the rainbow colors stand out a lot like this. But as good as Capcom is, they still aren't exactly smart, but she's hoping. Yeah. I'm at a point where I'm not really hoping for smart in my game developers anymore. And that's saying something. I'm just hoping for, like... not NFTs anymore. That's where my bar is. It's up to the others where that gets to happen. Yeah, yeah. That's fair, that's fair. Alrighty. Why not? Okay, okay. Just making sure I didn't miss any messages. I think I'm reaching the, like, last stretch for this one. Contrast is still there. Gonna... maybe... Ah, right, I forgot. Mirror light. Actually this looks fine like this. Let's just... What's that? What's that? I should double check that my PC's nightlight isn't turned on. Good. Alrighty, because like I am a big fan of high contrast. Gonna give it a slightly warmer hue. Gonna put a vignette. Just for that little bit of extra depth. And then I wanna play around with some layer modes real quick. Especially the, like, what are they called? The gradient maps, because they can add a lot to an artwork. Okay. Yeah, I love gradient maps. Gradient map. I'm especially a fan of the darker ones. Like for example with this one. Bring it down a little bit. And then playing around with like the layer modes. Seeing what looks good. Ooh, I like this. I like the slightly more like late evening night feeling this has now. So I think I'm gonna save this artwork like this and see what the project lead thinks. And I'm quickly gonna finish up these little bug friends. Because these are gonna be very quick and simple. At least I hope them to be. And then once these are done, I think I'm gonna call stream because I then finished with basically all of the work I had to finish. Area scaling. Oh. Nope. I'm gonna make sure that the red stands out a lot. Because I want that to be like the highlight color essentially. Not highlight, but the one color that really stands out and is really noticeable. The armor is gonna have a lot of muted tones. Something like this. Bugs, yeah. Which would have thought the bug tuber is actually drawing bugs for once. Then color these bits in. Backside of this is all going to be brown. God, I'm so excited to have food later. I am so hungry. Sword. let me do the coloring for this one. I was told that I should keep the colors muted, so that's what I'm doing. At least that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not one to, like, do the whole muted colors thing. Quite. Then light brown / orange wings. Probably gonna end up giving these wings like a stained glass feel. Just because that's easier. These are all white. Then some of these are gonna be yellow. One is gonna be yellow. White. I appreciate the music, by the way. It's very relaxing. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Okay, there we go. It's like, it's one of those Dark Academia playlists. Okay. There we go for that. God, this is difficult. These also get to be colored orange. But vibrant. Okay, that's that. Actually, I'm just gonna... Yeah. Get something like that. Why is art so difficult? Jesus. I'm like reaching the point where it's really hard to stay focused. But I really wanna finish this. I ask myself that every time, yeah. Just know I can relate a lot. Like, oh boy, can I relate. I'm gonna make this. Stick with that kind of color scheme. Okay, what I'm gonna do here. Not cross-reference. Just gonna use the same trick I used earlier. I always want to do art at night when there are other things I also want to do, and then I'll get tired and fall asleep. Yeah. It's why I don't know, it's why I started trying to only do art in the middle of the day. So I wouldn't feel bad about not being able to do art at night when I actually want to do it. Also, thank you. I've been having fun with the staff. It's really simple, but I think it like brings across the vibe really nicely. Okay, maybe I won't make the robe as dark white as I have. Maybe something more like an egg color. Because again, the commissioner wanted it to be like very muted colors. So, trying to keep that in mind. Unfortunately, my options are usually early afternoon, before work, or late at night, and not like comfy middle of the daytime. Yeah, I understand. Like, I'm sorry, that sounds like it must be awful. Okay. I'm gonna give it one pop of color. Soft light. See if I can make this work. Sans butterfly, god damn it. Nothing's allowed to have blue eyes anymore. Try to work where I have absolutely no time. God, yeah, I can understand that. And thus is the life of an adult. I think that's the biggest tragedy of being an adult. It's so hard to allocate time for things you want to do. So many choices, so little time. Yeah. Okay, number 1 done. I might still put shading on this, who knows? But I do like the way this looks, just like as flat color. The thing I miss most about school is having the ability to constantly do in class and experiment. Yes, God. It's like one of those things I really miss about school. And there's honestly not a lot of things I miss about school, but that is definitely one of them. I think I'm gonna finish this fella later. I need food, so I'm just gonna probably end it here. Cause like, I just realized how hungry I am. So, we did get a lot of stuff done. So we did the line art and flat coloring for this fella. We finished up this boy, though I might still slap on some shading. Who knows? I don't know yet. And then we finished this one, which I am very happy with. So yeah, thank you all for stopping by. It really means a lot. And God, I need food. I hope those that are going to bed soon are gonna have some good sleep. I hope that those that are awake for some reason take maybe some nap times. And yeah, it was nice to see you streaming again. I'm sure it turned out so well. Thank you. It's been fun. It's actually been a surprising amount of fun. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.